Good morning, everyone. TERI, in collaboration with HCLFoundation under its Youth Climate Innovators Challenge program, an exciting initiative for college students across Bangalore, is delighted to welcome all of you to today's webinar. As part of the program, we are hosting a series of knowledge sharing sessions under the Innovation Dialogue series. Today, we begin the very first session in the series, Design Thinking and Innovation, presented by our esteemed speaker, Dr. Kaustubh Dhargalkar. A very warm welcome to our distinguished speaker, honored guest, and all the enthusiastic participants joining us today. We look forward to an inspiring and insightful discussion. First of all, I would request Dr. Devlin Kaur Kalon, Director of the Environmental Education and Awareness Division at TERI, to address our illustrious audience. Dr. Kalon, with nearly 3 decades of experience, has led impactful sustainability education initiatives and authored over 50 publications on environmental education and sustainable development. Her work focuses on empowering youth and educators to drive change for a sustainable future. Welcome, ma'am.
Dr. Livleen is facing some glitches. We would like to invite Ms. Taru Mehta to please welcome the audience. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Adra. Thank you, Dr. Nitika. It's a pleasure to be here and welcome Dr. Kaustubh Dhargalkar. We so much look forward to listening to you. Actually, Livleen is facing some technical difficulties to log in. So I propose the formal welcome address. Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to warmly welcome all of you to the very first Innovation Dialogue series. This particular program is part of the Youth in Climate Innovation Challenge, which we are organizing as part of our very long partnership with the Harit by HCLFoundation. This series has been created with one clear belief that young people are not just the leaders of tomorrow, but they are innovators and problem solvers even today. And as you all know that, climate crisis demands very much, urgent, action. We need a lot of creativity, collaboration. And so these platforms like the dialogue series, we felt would be an essential space for all the youth innovators to learn, to question, to get into networks, create, solutions to the problems that they are encountering in their day-to-day lives. The project Youth Climate Innovation Challenge is not just a challenge, it's not just a competition. It will be a journey that will encourage all our environmental stewards to bring out solutions, bring out outreach mechanism so that we can talk about the problems and talk about the solutions in the changing scenarios. Also with these dialogues, we hope to expose you to real world insights, diverse perspectives, and all the practical pathways that can strengthen your ideas and sharpen your impact. No words would suffice to welcome Dr. Kaustubh Dhargalkar, whose work and experience sit at the intersection of innovation, sustainability, and systems thinking. So we welcome you, and personally speaking, I want to listen to you. We look forward to your insights and your session. We are confident that your talk will bring out the more critical aspects of how innovation can be designed for impact and what students can take from the talk that you will be delivering.
Thank you.
To all the young participants who are there, thank you for joining in. It's winters in Delhi, and even like 9:30 a.m. looks a little early to me, but thank you all for joining. I know you are mostly all of you must be from Karnataka, but there are also students from across the country. We encourage you to actively participate, ask questions, reflect, and even challenge the assumptions if there are any in this particular dialogue. You will be listening to the experts whom we don't get opportunity to listen. So please participate as much as you can. And last but not the least, we would like to thank and have sincere gratitude for our funders, Harit by HCLFoundation. Without their support, this dialogue series, the innovation challenge, any of it wouldn't have been possible. So thank you very much. and to the team, if they are present, thank you for joining in today. And once again, a very warm welcome, and we look forward to connecting more in future dialogue series. But this one definitely we should give our 100%. Thank you so much, and we look forward to the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we are truly privileged to welcome Dr. Kaustubh Dhargalkar, a distinguished thought leader in design thinking and innovation. We deeply appreciate your gracious acceptance to share your invaluable experiences and insights on transforming ideas into reality. Dr. Dhargalkar currently serves as Dean of Business Design and is the founder of Innov, RedX, and NISP at vSchool, an entrepreneur turned academician and an innovation evangelist. He successfully founded 3 ventures in productivity enhancement technologies for manufacturing between 1990 and 2005. Following this, he dedicated a year to studying the science of yoga, a testament to his holistic approach to life and learning. He is the author of the book It's Logical, Innovating Profitable Business Models, and has earned global recognition, including being named among the top 7 global innovators at the Smart City Congress in Barcelona 2015. Earlier, he was runner-up at the Watson School Global Innovation Tournament 2010 and has delivered 2 TEDx talks. Dr. Dhargalkar consults leading corporates such as HP, Daimler India, Mercedes-Benz, Citibank, Mahindra Group, and many more, helping them enhance their innovation quotient. With
I
over,
think that's enough. We can start.
we kindly,
Yeah. Okay.
sir, welcome to the webinar.
Yeah.
We kindly request all participants to keep their microphones muted during the session. Please share your questions, observations in the chat box. Towards the end of the session, we will take up the selected question for discussion with our experts. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, TERI. Thank you, Harit, for inviting me for this talk, or rather a workshop, I would call it. So thanks a lot. I will just start with sharing my screen. Just tell me when it's visible. All right. So what we will do, I'll give you just a brief. I'll tell you some stories, some cases, some examples that will help some mindset creation, and I will share a conceptual framework, and then we will apply it on some real challenge. All right. So at the end, we will go out having tried to solve a problem with some easy solution in mind. All right. And if possible, create a prototype as well, a rough, quick prototype. 75 minutes audience, all you innovators and drivers of change. Toolkit that we'll use is the design thinking toolkit. All right. So the outcomes that I expect or you can expect is reframing climate challenges from a human perspective, applying design thinking tools, and if possible, create a usable climate solution, not some fancy one, but something that can be utilized in our day-to-day functioning. So that's the example, or that's the trailer piece that I'm going to talk about, or rather, we are all going to work on. So I have a question for you. You can see me on screen as well as you can see me live. Uh, in the chat window, if you can write what are some products that you would sell to me? You can put it in the chat window. What are some products that you will want to sell to me? And I can't see the chat window.
So I'll read it for you. It's at Q&A. There's one response.
It's in Q&A? Okay, it's
Yeah.
the Q&A. Okay, I will access that. Okay. Organic honey. Okay, go ahead. Feel free to respond, please. You can see me here. You can see me on the screen. Somebody's saying organic honey, spectacles. What else? essential oils. Okay. Go ahead. Keep typing. Moisturizer, beginner-friendly gardening kit, a loofah sponge. All right. Finasteride. Okay, hair growth. Reverse advance, what? Skin products, toothpaste, hair growth massage oil, hair regrowth massage oil. Okay. Cap. All right. Anything else? All right. We have about 9, 10 responses, and out of which about 40% seem to be about something to do with hair growth or cover up the bald pate, right? Looks like that. Um, Now, if you, that is what you think I might buy, but if you really talk to me and chat up with me, you will probably realize that in a week, I have to shave my head about 3 times. And every time it takes me about 10 to 12 minutes to shave my head. And honestly, it's a pain to shave my head. So I would rather have you guys uh, design some kind of a lotion which actually stops hair growth. Now, what do you think about my suggestion? Respond in the chat window, please. I'll repeat. Rather than a hair regrowth oil or something else to conceal my bald pate, I would rather have you design a lotion which actually stops hair growth so that it reduces or takes away that painful experience of having to shave my head every week 3 times. What are your responses? Somebody's saying very clever. Okay, please respond. Or can they be unmuted also so that they can respond? We can have it faster. Every time I have to wait for people to type and chat, and then that interaction kind of goes off.
Now the participants can interact with you. We have
Yeah.
given them the option.
Okay. They will type in the chat window or verbally they can interact.
They can talk also.
Okay, you can unmute and speak. Yeah. Yeah, I want you to respond to my response that I would rather have you design some lotion which actually stops hair growth so that my pain of having to shave thrice a week goes away. What do you feel? Yeah, guys, you can unmute and speak.
Yes, good morning, sir. I think it
Good
is,
morning.
yes,
Good morning.
also very good twist, actually. And, the happiness in your photograph, the smile in the photograph should have given that away. The first thing that we thought of was hair regrowth products or uh, drugs and all of that, hair regrowth drugs and all of that. But
Yeah.
a great twist, and it's actually a very good startup idea, like you mentioned, no? That the pain, taking away the pain of
No,
having to.
So yeah, thanks. Anyway, anybody else, any other response? I think people are comfortable typing rather than speaking, looks like. Good and sustainable way. All right. Now, what the point that I'm trying to make is you have a perception about people who are a little follically challenged that they would want to have their hair growth back or they would want to have their follicle challenges covered. That's the general assumption, right? But if you really understand the person behind that, what are the pains that that person goes through? What are the challenges in the day in a day in the life of that person that actually the person faces. And then a completely different problem definition comes up, and a completely different solution also comes up. I think that's the basis of design thinking. Empathy. That is, empathy is the ability to put yourselves in the shoes of another person, and try to feel what that person goes through. And then that's when you really understand the problems. And that's when problem definition happens properly. And obviously, solutioning happens also accurately. So that's just a kind of a just a gist of what design thinking is all about. It's a highly user-centric approach to problem solving that is exploratory and iterative in nature. Highly user-centric, keyword, exploratory, another keyword, and iterative in nature, another keyword. Iterative, why? Because you're not going to get it right the first time. It has to be, you have to explore the user's needs, generate some ideas, throw it back to the user, maybe generate a prototype, throw it back to the user, get feedback, and keep on iterating until you get a good product market fit. And that's a fuzzy iterative process. But the main key is user-centric approach, which is high empathy. Uh, Stanford talks about the design thinking process in 5 steps. Empathize with the user. After having empathized with the user, you understand the user challenges, pain points, aspirations, and then you define the problem correctly. And then you generate ideas to solve the defined problem. That means the problem scoping is done correctly in this defined stage. Then you generate ideas and then prototype and test. And this goes around in an iterative loop, prototype, test. Sometimes you get it. Some customers tell you maybe this might need to be tweaked here, there, etc. And it goes in a iterative fashion till you get a better product market fit. So the end result of a design thinking exercise is you get a good product market fit. Now, having said all that, let us solve for a real challenge. So over the next whatever 75 minutes that we have, 60, 70 minutes or so, we will actually tackle something real in our daily lives. So let's take this statement. How does climate change affect your daily life? Is a broad challenge statement. Now, what we will do is uh, I will share with you the starting kind of tool for design thinking. Then we will pause for a bit. You will work for some time on your own, and then you will come back with some findings. Then I will share with you something else, some concept. Then you will apply it on this challenge, and we'll go in this way in about 3 to 4 steps. All right. So the first tool of design thinking is mapping the ecosystem. Now, what does mapping the ecosystem mean? Uh, you want to solve for some target segment or some user persona, etc. Who are the stakeholders around that particular persona? What is the ecosystem around that particular challenge? That's something we will do. We'll do it with an example that maybe all of us can relate to. Uh, all of us lives in cities, towns, etc. And the major challenge is roads and pavements. I think without any exception, any city or town that you go, we have challenges with the roads, pavements, etc. Many a time you see that pavements by the sides of the road, somewhere they are non-existent, somewhere they are a foot tall, somewhere there are 4 inches tall, somewhere there are pits in there are puddles in there, it's half broken, and it's a very difficult experience for people to walk, pedestrians to walk around. All right, so let's take that as a challenge, and how can we look at that challenge holistically? How can we kind of scope that problem properly? So the first stage is ecosystem mapping. Let us actually take an example of this pavements and let's map the ecosystem around a pavement. All right. Okay, this is not opening. Wait, there. All right. So this is I'm going to map the ecosystem around the pavement, and you are going to tell me what is the ecosystem around the pavement. You can type in the chat window, or you can Unmute yourselves and talk about, and tell me. I'll keep on writing here. All right. Tell me. Pedestrians, obviously. What else? What else? Who else are the stakeholders around the pavement? Uh, I would prefer you speak up, unmute and speak up. That will be faster, I feel.
Street vendors.
Vendors. Okay, vendors. Okay, vendors. I'll write. You can see my screen as I'm typing.
Yes, sir.
Somebody saying grass and insects. All right. Okay, go ahead. Settlements around the place. Settlements, as in, are you talking about homeless folks? Whoever wrote settlements is an anonymous attendee. Are you saying is it the homeless folks? Hello? But anyway, if okay, do you think homeless folks are a stakeholder of the pavement? How many think yes? How many think no?
No, I don't think so.
There's one no, one yes. There's another no. Three no's, one yes. All right. Now, my point is that I feel they are stakeholders of the ecosystem because they are not there by choice. They are there by default, right? Now, just imagine in such cases, what I would suggest is imagine something like a butterfly effect. The small cause here is a big impact on the solution that we're generating. Now, what happens when you have homeless folks on the pavement? Uh, a lot of littering happens around. Now, there's littering happens around not because they want to litter, but they just don't have the facilities to not litter. For example, they don't have access to proper sanitation, right? So now, when that littering happens, you, as the user, a legitimate pedestrian or legitimate taxpayer, actually avoids those spaces, those pavements, right? The whole user experience kind of gets diminished, so to say, because of the littering and all the stuff around. So if you were to tackle this problem, what would you do? As a pavement, as somebody who manages the pavement from the municipality, is it not my duty to give a good user experience to a tax-paying citizen? Yes or no? As a
Yes,
pavement,
sir.
somebody in charge of the pavement, isn't it your duty to give a good experience to the user, that is a tax-paying user? But because of this littering happening around these homeless folks, that whole user experience gets diminished. So if I were, say, the chief pavement officer of my city here, municipality of Greater Mumbai, I would probably do a survey of all the pavements in the city and find out the densities, find out those locations where densities of homeless people are high and hence littering happens. And then I would rather give that data to somebody like Sulabh Shauchalay, who that NGO which creates these public toilets, public urinals, etc., and tell them that this is the density heat map of the homeless people around on different pavement sites in the city. You might as well build Sulabh Shauchalaya around these locations rather than randomly building them anywhere. Now, if that is done, do you think the littering will actually come down around these homeless people? Will it come down? If they have access to sanitation created by the Sulabh Shauchalaya folks,
So we
will it?
might
Will it
need
not? Yeah.
behavior change a little bit because they're not used to it.
Yeah, agreed. Behavior change happens when people are given the facilities, right? Yes or no?
Correct.
There's no perfect solution, but a beginning has to be made. So you agree that data given to Sulabh Shauchalaya will reduce, if not completely take away littering. Do you agree with that?
Of course, yeah.
All right. So now, if a Sulabh Shauchalaya has to come up where I am telling them to build it, it needs plumbing, it needs electrical supply, It needs water supply, all of that. And where is it going to come from? It is going to come from under the pavement that I'm designing. Yes or no? So does the existence of homeless folks actually not affect my pavement design? And hence they are a stakeholder of that pavement design or no? Do you agree? Those folks who said no earlier, uh, are you changing your view?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Okay, so let's go to some more stakeholders. Somebody said trees. Are trees a stakeholder of the pavement? You walk around on a pavement, there is a tree in the middle of the pavement. And if you see by the side of the tree, the roots kind of come out and damage the tiles of the pavement. Noticed it? I'm sure you must have noticed it many a time. Now, to avoid those roots from coming out, if we go to a slightly advanced country, maybe Malaysia or somewhere, I'm not even talking of very advanced countries, slightly advanced country, around on if there is a tree in the middle of the pavement, there will be a round metallic ring around the tree so that to ensure that the roots don't come out and they go down in the ground so that the pavement doesn't get spoiled. So trees become a major stakeholder, existence of trees. What else? Does sewage, gutters, yeah, what else? People breathing the oxygen of the tree would be. So yes, it becomes a stakeholder indirectly, maybe. All right, okay. What else? What else? Keep telling me. I'm going to write here everything that you tell me. Does the bus stop affect my pavement design? Normally, bus stops are on the pavement. If it's a narrow road, then the bus actually stops there and creates a big traffic jam behind. So ideally, a bus stop should be in a bay area where the bus goes in and comes out so that it doesn't affect the traffic. Yeah. What else? Do the various contractors affect our stakeholders in my pavement design? They may be the civil contractor, the material supplier,
The labor which works for the payment.
labor contractor. Are they the water pipe layer? I mean, the water pipe contractor who puts the water pipes from under the pavement, the electricity supply. Yes. Yeah. Telecom cables. All right. What else?
So the electric poles, maybe you've already covered that.
Yeah, electric cables, poles. Yeah, yeah. Signals, do they affect my pavement design? Junctions, road junctions. Because if I have to, now amongst the pedestrians, can pedestrians be treated as one block?
No.
There are physically challenged people. Yeah, challenged folks, wheelchair bound people. Do our pavements accommodate, cater to wheelchair bound folks, visually challenged?
Children?
Now, visually challenged, I'm saying, let's take an example. I'm connecting with the junctions, signals and junctions. Uh, Ideally, at junctions, uh, there should be at the edge of the junction, at the edge of the pavement, maybe 14, 15 inches inside the edge of the junction, there should be those braille tiles, those embossed tiles, so that a visually challenged person walking with his or her stick actually figures out that I'm reaching the end of the pavement, I should stop and probably seek directions. Do you think it is required? Like in most metro stations, you have those embossed tiles about 14, 15 inches inside the edge of the platform. Similarly, at least at junctions, the pavement should have those kinds of things. Uh, Garbage bins, do they affect my pavement design? Garbage bins have to be located at the right place so that it is accessible to people. What else? Yeah, people are writing there. Local municipality, yes, obviously. Municipality. Does the weather of that particular city? Does it affect my payment design? Hello? Climate of the area, yes, somebody has written there. Because in a city like Mumbai, where I come from, it rains, it pours cats and dogs. So the layer of the soil under the top layer of tiles should be actually porous in nature so that water gets absorbed into the water table. Whereas in a dry city like maybe Udaipur or Jaipur, where it barely rains, that soil would actually be less porous. So weather effects, temperature, humidity, all those impacts, all that impacts my pavement design. All right. Uh, the, do the kind of vehicles, four-wheelers, two-wheelers, do they affect my pavement design? Hello? Yes or no? Does the four-wheeler affect my pavement design?
The width of the road will.
Width of the road, yes. All of that affects my pavement design, right? The location, if we are near a hospital or something, there have to be signages nearby saying that do not honk, silent zone, etc. If on and those signages have to be on the pavement. If it's near a school, then there has to be a signage saying children at play, slow down. All those and those when I design the pavement, those kind of locations have to be frozen and mandated to be at those locations, correct? All right. Four-wheelers. Now, four-wheelers should not actually climb on the pavement and park. So there are those, obstacles or those rods kept there. Plus, another thing is when you park your four-wheeler by the side of the pavement, many a time it happens that when you open the door of your car, the door of the car gets stuck in the pavement. Why? Because the pavement over there is a little higher than normal. So, should the pavement height not have a uniform standard across the globe? Because the ground clearance of four wheelers is more or less fixed across all automobile designs. So, that actually affects my pavement design. Yes or no? All right. I will not go further. If we spend another 5 minutes, we can list out another 40, 50 stakeholders. Agreed? Let us go back to where we were. I have two questions. Question number one is initially, how many stakeholders did you think a pavement would have? Quickly, you can type in your responses. Initially, before this conversation, how many stakeholders did you think a pavement would have had? Three, Rahul says three, somebody 5 to 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 7, 8. All right. Okay. Mostly just the one with people, somebody say, very honest. Uh, so now my second question is, was this a wasted exercise in our quest to design a good pavement? The time that we spent, about 8 to 10 minutes that we spent in writing down all the stakeholders there, was it a wasted exercise? This whole exercise, was it a useful exercise? All right. Why do you think it was useful? Let's have a dialogue. Please feel free to unmute yourselves and speak up. That would be nice. All of you have said, no, it was not a wasted exercise. So why do you think it was not a wasted exercise?
Got to know more persons involved.
Got in?
Got to know more persons who are involved.
Yeah, you got to know the whole ecosystem better.
Yeah.
Because it gave us, somebody said, Ritesh is saying, gave an idea of designing a pavement. All right. Now, do you think we are in a better position to create a more holistic solution if we do a stakeholder mapping right at the beginning of a problem-solving exercise
Yes.
so that we get a better product market fit? And later on, we are not running from pillar to post to just patch up some solutions because we have not thought of multiple scenarios right in the beginning. Everybody agrees? Okay, now let's go ahead. Now let us, so broadly what I did, I'll put a framework to this. What I did, I asked you and kept on writing. Is there a systematic way of generating the stakeholder mind map? Yes. First, think of who the direct users are. In this case, maybe pedestrians are the direct users. Who are the indirect users? Indirect users are vehicles, homeless folks, etc., etc., etc. What are the influencers in the ecosystem? Garbage bins, bus stops, um, trees, animals, etc., etc. The influencers, they are not direct or indirect users, but they influence the design of my payment. And finally, they are the facilitators. That is, the facilitators are the folks who will actually help bring your solution to life. That's the government contractors, telecom contractors, water pipe contractors, electricity cable contractors, etc. So, in a systematic manner, in these four categories, you can think for maybe 3 minutes each and generate a bunch of stakeholders who will impact my solution at the end. All right. Now, having understood this, let us get into a breakout session. Uh, let us, what we'll do is each of you, please choose one persona from the following list for solving the challenge. You can choose any one persona, right? Individually. Are we clear? Choose whatever you want. I'll hold it for half a minute and write down the persona that you are choosing at your end. Just tell me when you're done. Done? Let's go ahead. I am assuming you have picked up one persona, one target segment for identifying problem and then solving for them. All right. Now you have 8 minutes. Map the ecosystem around the user persona that you have chosen and list out the pain points of that user persona chosen. You have about 8 minutes to do this. How will you do this? This is how you will do it. Are we clear? And I will also display this by the side. Yeah, are we clear? Hello, are you clear about what task you have to do in the next 8 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Choose the persona and do this exercise for that persona. Okay. Now, when you are listing out the ecosystem or identifying the pain points, please look at it from this perspective, what we said in the beginning. How does climate change affect your daily life? Around that, for each persona, map the ecosystem and identify the pain points that that person faces or that individual or individual group faces around climate change affecting that persona's life. Clear? Are we clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I will keep this on screen. Somebody wants me to explain once again. Identify a persona from this list, any one persona, and then map the ecosystem like we mapped here around the question, how does climate change affect that person's life, daily life? How does climate change affect that person's daily life? Map the ecosystem like we did here. All right. Have I answered the question to the person? Because it's an anonymous attendee, I don't know the name. Rekha, you have answered for a small shop owner. That what we have to look at is, how does climate change affect his daily life? Is the question. So if you're talking about a small shop owner, his ecosystem is everything around him, which is when it rains, what happens, flooding happens. If it is too hot, what his sales get affected, people don't come to his store. If it is too rainy, people don't come to his store, etc., etc. So that's the ecosystem that you have to map around this question. How does climate change affect the life of a small shop owner? Let's not get into other things, eligibility for loan and stuff like that. No. Let's not get into ideas at this stage. Let's just map the ecosystem. Climate change probably affects, for a grocery store, it will probably affect his stocking patterns. Yeah, so map that ecosystem around the shopkeeper or any persona that you have chosen. Are you clear? Sri Rekha, yeah, I think from your response, I think you're got. Aditi Tiwari, you've typed something, senior citizen alone. Is that a question or what is it? Let us not get into solutioning mode. Just map the ecosystem around that chosen user persona related to climate change around his or her life, daily life. All right, we'll stop this in another 2 minutes and then get to the next stage. I hope you're listing out the pain points of that person related to climate change in daily life. I hope you're doing this as well. Point number 2 here. Yes or no? Just let me know through a response, a thumbs up, or whatever way you can communicate. Go as wide as possible. The way we did here. Don't restrict yourself to small little things only. Go as wide as possible. The way we did here, in 3, 4, 5 minutes, we generated so many stakeholders. In 8 minutes, you can generate even more. But it is important to go wide at this stage. the entire ecosystem around that user persona. All right, in another minute, we will stop and go to the next phase. I hope you've listed out all the pain points of that user persona as well. Okay, shall we go ahead? Shall we move on? Okay, let's go ahead. Now, you have to define the problem correctly. It's not just technology solutions without adoption, because all of us choose convenience over everything else. Not many bother about the carbon footprint. Convenience trumps everything else. So from that perspective, now define the problems that you have identified from the pain points. Maybe pick up one major one that you want to solve. And for this, you use this template. How might we help? In this bracket, write the name of the user to change XYZ without pain. For example, how might we help hostel students reduce waste without extra effort? That could be a problem statement that comes out from just an example from the people who chose hostel students as the persona. People who chose commuters, daily commuters as a persona. Maybe you could define the challenge statement as how might we help commuters choose low carbon travel without incurring time loss, right? Now, we have to be creative to find solutions. All right. Now, don't try to find solutions right now. This stage, try to define very correctly what your challenge statement is in using this kind of wording. How might we help XYZ reduce ABC without LMNOP? How might we help ABC to do XYZ without having to do LMNOP? Are we clear? Can you do that? Don't give solutions at the moment. Don't give any solutions at the moment. Just make a statement like this based on your pain points. Go through that list of pain points, pick up the major ones that need to be solved immediately or which are high priority according to you, and create one statement like this. These are just examples. Are we clear? Have you been able to frame a question like this that you see on screen? Rahul, your statement is very generic. How might we encourage people to reduce climate change without extra effort? Now, please keep it specific to the user persona that you have chosen. Got it? Keep it specific to the user persona that you've chosen. I have given you examples on screen, so something like that should come up. Folks, can you type these questions in the chat window? That will be helpful, so that everybody can see what you're doing. How do we help small business owners reduce waste of non-durable goods like groceries without the extra effort on their part? Fair enough, Shraddha. Others, please, I encourage you to type your questions there in the chat window. How might we help commuters make the fastest option also the greenest option? Okay. I've chosen student that how climate change is affecting student. Ritesh Kumar, identify one specific challenge. Like how might we help a student tackle XYZ without it being inconvenient? Something like that. How might we encourage people to adopt climate smart agriculture without any loss? How might we help a college canteen operator to supply food through the day without food wastage? Good. Yeah, so yes. All right. Everybody formulated a question like that?
पढ़ने का तरीका तो वो भी तो जो कोचिंग करा रहे पढ़ के करा रहे हैं वो कहाँ से ला रहे हैं बाहर से ला रहे हैं
Hello. Somebody's background voice is coming in. How can we encourage people to reduce domestic waste and compost vehicles at home itself to generate manure? All right. Okay. How might we ensure reliable access to clean water for a senior citizen living alone during water shortages or tanker dependency? Good point. Yes. All right. Okay. So I'm assuming everybody has formulated how might we question like this, as I can see. How might we help a commuter to use public transport without getting late? How might we help students produce better research without extra pressure? Wow, nice. Okay. So now pick up that problem statement, and now we will get into idea generation, right? Now stop this definition. Everybody come back to the screen. Uh, Now you have identified or defined the challenge statement, problem statement correctly. Now it is time to get into that idea generation phase. All right. I will share with you some simple techniques of idea generation. Think in terms of analogies. Analogies, because according to me, no idea is original in the world. It is just cut, copy, paste from some other segment, from some other industry or from nature. What can I think of that is similar in nature that nature has already solved? Or which other industries have a similar issue, and what is the solution that they are proposing, that they have pursued? All right. Now let me ask you a question here. Suppose we are tackling the future of packaging. So my question to you is, what is the best packaging that you have ever seen? This is a question to you. Which is the best packaging that you have ever come across or experienced? Yeah, you can respond either verbally or in the chat window. What is the best packaging that you have ever seen or experienced? Yeah, I would like some responses from you. Eco-friendly packaging made by straw and sugarcane. Okay. Anything else? Go ahead. Which is the best packaging that you have ever seen? What does packaging have to be? It has to keep in the internal safe. It has to be easy to open. It has to be user-friendly. So which is the best packaging? So many Amazon packages come to our house every day, right? You must be experiencing a lot of pain opening those things. Sometimes it may be very easy to open. Boba tea beverages, all right. Eco-friendly using banana leaves, all right. So which is the best packaging that you have ever seen or experienced? Anything more in the chat window would be great to take off from. Bubble wraps, okay. Packaging of goods that have an inbuilt ziplock to prevent staleness, all right, okay. Packaging by Mama Earth, all right. Okay. Now, okay, I'm going to ask you questions. According to me, the best packaging, yes, do you agree? Oranges, easy to peel, completely sterile. Bananas, good packaging. When you peel off a banana, it gets peeled off exactly at this edge, right? Now compare it with a man-made checkbook that, 5, 6 years back, we used to write checks and trying to tear the check from a checkbook along the perforation. I think 2 to 3 times out of 10, it would come out as a jagged. The check would get torn off. But does it happen ever in a banana when you peel it off? Never. Best packaging, totally hardy, durable, shock-proof, etc., etc., etc. The point that I'm trying to make here is ideas. There are a lot of ideas that are already existing in nature. Can we adopt from there as an ideation tool? Principle number one, think in terms of analogies. What can I think of that is similar in nature? Think bionics or biomimicry. Which other industries have solved a similar issue? So thinking analogies is a good ideation technique. Where else has this problem being solved? And can I connect the dots with the problem that I'm trying to solve? So this is one technique. There's another technique called SCAMPER. SCAMPER is an acronym for substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and or repurpose or rearrange, reverse. All right. Now I'll quickly go through these things. Substitute, using substitute as a trigger for idea generation. What can I substitute? Uh, Earlier, we used to have these major glasses, right? Now they have been substituted with acrylic without any degradation of quality. The transparency is as good. The weight is much lesser and much more convenient. So can you substitute something with some other material? Substitute as a trigger for idea generation. Can you combine? Can you combine multiple things into one and create a new product? For example, a smartphone. Smartphone is a combination of a camera, email browsing device, an internet browsing device, a music player, uh, and an internet device, right? So it's a combination of, okay, somebody combined it into one device. Earlier, we used to have separate things, a MP3 player separate, uh, handphone separate, a music player separate. Somebody thought of combining it all into one. So can you combine multiple things into one and generate ideas? Adapt. Can you adapt from another field? As I said about analogies sometime back. There some other industry has solved this problem. Can I adapt a solution into my industry? For example, the roller ballpoint pen is a roller. The deodorant industry adopted that solution and made it bigger. Principle is the same. A ball rolling at the tip. Modify, maxify. That is, what can I maximize using my existing resources? Practo started off with just appointment fixing application. And today they have collected medical records. They have given doctors multiple services. They help doctors manage their inventory. They help doctors keep their accounts. They help patients get their pathology tests done. They help patients get their medicines delivered at home. So from a small little platform, they have maximized the services that they have been able to provide. And they are That's where, and it's a journey of just about 12 to 14 years. So more maxify. What can you maxify? Now, what can you minify? What can you minimize? Some unnecessary components, can they be reduced? Or can they be eliminated? Like, for example, low-cost airlines. All the frills are gone, costs down, unnecessary things, no business class, no lounge service, etc., etc. Minimizing. What can you minimize? Put to another use. Uh, this Paytm Soundbox, I think 7, 8 years back, they created this, and it's a big roaring success. The idea that they picked up from one of their surveys was that there was a person, a shopkeeper, who was visually challenged, and he would not be able to see the notification on his phone when the customer had paid in his shop. So wanted a sound. So simple kind of a speaker was put to another use, and Paytm has benefited big time from this. So put to another use, another trigger for idea generation. Eliminate. Once again, what can I remove without altering its function? Uh, very. Let's move on quickly from there. Rearrange. Can I rearrange or reverse the sequence of the operations? Can we interchange the sequence of the flow of the process? Most of you are students, right? Some of you might be students or doing an MBA probably. A typical MBA program has a summer internship in the middle of the first year, after the first year, and before the beginning of the second year, correct? All of you must be aware of this. Now, this is the sequence. The student comes in, goes through 1 year, then goes from an intern for an internship, and then comes back in the second year. And at the end of the 2 years, industry always complains that these guys have to be retrained because what they learn in colleges may not be really useful or is not really useful on the job. So now this sequence of getting admission, doing the first year, then going for a summer internship, and then coming back to the college and doing a second year in the college, I'm just rearranging the sequence by saying that internship which you do between the first and the second year, can that internship be done for about 4 to 5 months at the beginning of the first year itself, so that students go to industry, understand how industry works, realize what they need to know, and come back to the college and then choose the subjects that would add value to their understanding because they have learned from industry what industry needs and what I don't know, and then come back and choose subjects and then complete the whole course? Or do you think at the end, the MBA or the whatever MBA courses that are there would create better, more readily employable folks, management graduates at the end of the 2 years? Have I changed anything in there? I only changed the sequence, the process. I've rearranged the process, the steps in the process I've rearranged. Nothing else, no changes in curriculum, etc. And the choice of choosing has been given to the students. Just changing the flow, sequence of the flow of the process will impact the value generated, right? So scamper. Now, we have talked about analogies from nature, analogies from other industries, and this tool called scamper. Now, for the challenge statement that you wrote about, uh, how might we question that you wrote about, use these two techniques to generate ideas using analogy method or the scamper method. All right. Now you have about 10 minutes to do this on your own. Got it? Understood what is to be done? Are we clear about what is to be done? Hello? Rules, no judging, wild ideas welcome. Focus on Indian contexts, Indian campuses, Indian cities, Indian ecosystems. All right. try generating ideas. Maybe take the first 4 minutes to kind of type your ideas into the chat window. Now here, quantity matters over quality. Don't think too much about rationalizing the concept. Just keep on generating ideas. You can freely keep writing in the chat window. Write it in this form. Who is it for? What changes are you going to bring about? And why would they actually use it? Keep typing your ideas in there, stating the user for whom you are generating ideas, what will it do for the person, and why will the person use it. Then let people vote on those ideas. Are we clear about what is to be done? Hello?
We will request participants to use chat box or please unmute and speak. Let this be a very
Yeah,
interactive session for your
yeah,
own benefit.
that will be good if people speak up, because chat takes time for people to type. And I can see some people typing in their stuff. Good, keep on typing. All right. Two ideas I can see. I'll read it out. Organic cluster-based products specific to regions, GI tags to ensure a healthy lifestyle. Interesting. Now, how do you make it possible is the next step. Interesting idea. Next one, that was from Rahul. Right? Now from Shraddha, it says compost of the vegetables that get wasted and sourcing it to places where it will be useful for cultivation through local government waste trucks. In exchange for the supply of material for compost, they are given cloth paper bags so that they don't have to buy it, and also do not have to resort to using plastic. Good. And some kind of point systems to incentivize the shop owners for social validation. Fantastic. All right. Gauri Sharma says creating a platform for prospective car buyers, having listed a list of the features of all car models, which will provide them personalized option based on the climate weather ecosystem of locality. Say if there's a buyer from a cold country, then it might suggest a car whose engine has an inbuilt heater, or for a humid country, having tires with resistance to road slipping and ability to run on road filled with water. Interesting. All right. For home residents, Abhirami Kritika is saying for home residents, practically every one of us, in order to make them segregate the waste at home, major challenge for many societies, many buildings, bringing in policies at state, national levels, making sure it's followed at decentralized levels, one biogas plant at community level so that they can generate their own fuel or biological waste. Plastic collection done separately, which can be repurposed or cycled. E-waste collection booths, which connect to thrift shops at community level. Anonymous attendee for a college canteen operator to reduce food wastage, ideas using scamper, less use of readily spoiled ingredients, receive students, class schedule to estimate the number of students attending college per day. Interesting, very simple, but very effective preparation of foods preferred by students according to weather. Platform creation for ingredient supply to ensure availability, student feedback. Great. Okay. So now, whatever you have generated, the next step is to prototype. Now, when you prototype, uh, you want to, when you participate in any challenges, etc., you may not be able to create a full prototype. So you could create storyboards showing the before situation versus the after situation. Try to capture the experience that you are trying to, or the product or service that you are trying to build as a three-step experience when you demonstrate or when you put it in a PowerPoint or when you make a video, etc. Or just create a simple journey map of how the user goes through his or her daily life, where the problem occurs, where your solution comes in, and what is the impact. And that's what your prototype should be like, I think. And then once you create these kinds of small little cards or small little experience on paper or screens or something like that, try to get a feedback from the actual end user. So that's when you test it. So that prototyping testing should happen in a loop. Uh, get the feedback. Again, improve your prototype. For your idea, you'll get some suggestions, add some features, delete some features if it's not required, etc. And that's how you now take your idea towards execution. All right. Uh, so, can you do this? List out your user, problem plus solution. All right, you've already done it in a way. Now, if the ideal way to go ahead is maybe take thumbs ups from people. People can respond to other people's ideas also by clicking on the thumbs up button, so that there'll be some validation here itself. Can we do that in the next 1 minute? Can you go through? There are some 8, 9 ideas put up there. Others can put up their ideas or just validate by giving a thumbs up, or you can type the answer so that they can get a response. That's how ideas get built, right? In your groups, please do this whenever you participate in these challenges. Obviously, you will not be working alone, but I think you'll be working in groups. So get each other's perspectives, build those ideas. A lot of puncturing of ideas happens, puncturing holes happens, building on each other's ideas happens. So let that keep going. I think I will stop here. If there are any questions or something, we can take them. Ideas coming here are interesting. Scanner to scan quality of food, that whether it's rotten or outside or inside. Interesting. I will start giving thumbs ups. Platform where people can list their unused items. Recycling. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like all of them. Yeah, people are responding. Yeah, there are some 3 likes to anonymous attendee, college canteen operator. Yeah, good. Nice. Simple idea. I like it too.
If anyone wants to share his or her idea, wants to talk, please unmute
Yeah,
yourself.
that would be great if people can speak about it. You can get feedback from others. You can unmute yourself and give your opinions on other people's ideas also. You can talk about your idea. Good time to get feedback.
Anyone would like to speak?
I think folks are shy.
Sir,
Yes, please go ahead. I heard somebody.
good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, this is Rahul Rawat.
Yeah, Rahul.
Yes, sir. I belong to Uttarakhand. So, sir,
Mhm.
if you'll ever visit Uttarakhand, you will find that here the pine plantation is a lot,
Yes. Yes.
and that pine is also destroying the natural vegetation of the area.
Hmm.
Since the pine was introduced by Britishers for making their sleepers during
Yes.
19th century,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
in today's era, that pine, although it does not have any significant role now, it was also introduced as a model for making sleepers in India.
Yeah.
But sir, now if we talk about the same scenario, that similar pine has overcome over the most of the country, over of the most of the state jungles. The pine needles, when they fall down over the ground, they create an acidic environment.
Correct. Yeah.
This acidic environment doesn't enables another plant to get grown.
Hmm.
Also, sir, so this was my concern that due to this, the other species of plants aren't able to grow
Aren't
now.
growing. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also the carbon sequestration rate of pine, which when I calculated was very low as
Hmm.
compared to quercus, which was the original species.
Yeah.
So, sir,
So
uh,
that's a great challenge to solve. For it's a out of control problem, right?
yes, sir. Also, sir, the pine, when we scratch the pine or we try to cut the pine, it is so much resistant that it contributes to forest fire. Also, leaves its residual marks bit behind. So, sir, any model if we can contribute it to removing the pine forest.
Please removing or at least gradually reduce. It's going to be a 10, 20 year plan, right? It's not
Yes,
going to
sir.
happen overnight. Not even
Yes.
10. It's probably a 20, 30, 40-year plan.
Yes,
Think
sir.
about, yeah, it's a very strong challenge to solve. Absolutely. But think small. Idea is not to think that everything will vanish in the next year. It will not happen. Think about some long-lasting, long-term solutions which will, and this is a long, I mean, for 30, 40-year project, correct? Do you agree?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but do a pilot, small little pilot, keep on trying stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. Anybody who supports his idea wants to join up with Rahul? Rahul, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. All right. Anything else from anyone? As the climate change, they may not be able to move out to buy it. This is it should be able to just send their audio and get the essentials like medicines. Okay. Yep. Okay. Anybody else wants to talk about anything?
Anything that
Right.
you want that sir should focus on, or some kind of any doubt that you have, you want to clarify it here, please feel free to ask.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Dr. Kaustubh. It was very insightful and very engaging. I mean, we learned a lot, like the various steps. How do you go from, being empathetic and then, defining the problem and then coming to the solutions. Very insightful. And I'm sure participants would like to, interact with you beyond this webinar, and we will definitely share any questions that we come
Sure.
across from
No
them,
problem.
and
No
we
problem.
would like to engage at a much deeper level. Thank you so much.
Fair enough. All right. I would like students to think of these 3 questions. That's it. Thank you from my side. Okay.
Thank you so much,
All
Dr.
right.
Dhargalkar. We sincerely
Bye.
appreciate you for sharing your valuable time and expertise with us
Thank
today.
you very much.
I now invite
Okay.
Ms. Anjana Venugopal, project consultant at TERI. She has been working in the climate science field for the past 2 years and bring experience in wildlife and environmental outreach activities. Welcome, Anjana.
Thank you, Ardra, and thank you, Nitika ma'am, for this opportunity. Um, my screen is visible?
No.
If you want, we can share from here. If there's an issue, let us know. Now,
Yes, now it is visible, Anjali.
yeah. Request everyone to please put yourself on mute. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm happy to present before you the Youth Climate Innovators Challenge (YCIC). This initiative is designed to engage young minds and provide a platform to transform climate ideas into meaningful action. I will briefly walk you through what YCIC is and its highlights, the journey so far, and how you can actively participate in this initiative. Youth Climate Innovators Challenge is basically a platform where you can turn your climate ideas into action. Climate change, as you know, is one of the most pressing challenges that we face today, and youth play a very important role in addressing it. YCIC aims to identify, encourage, and support innovative ideas from young people that contribute to climate action and sustainability. Through this platform, students are given an opportunity not just to learn about climate issues, but also to actively participate and lead solutions. Now, talking about this in detail, it is designed as a youth-centric initiative that focuses on building awareness, encouraging creativity, and promoting innovation related to climate change. This program creates a space where students can share their ideas, learn from experts, and collaborate with their peers. It also helps young participants understand how local climate changes challenges are connected to global environmental issues. It is about empowering youth to become climate innovators and the change makers. Now, talking about the highlights of this program, it offers multiple engagement opportunities that go beyond classroom learning. This program focuses on creative expression, innovation, and practical action that can be related to environmental and climate issues. Participants get exposure to competitions, expert interactions, and hands-on activities which help them to understand climate challenges in a real-world context. These activities are designed to be interactive and it is beyond classroom learning. So how can you participate and who can apply for this program? This follows a structured journey where students can move from awareness to action. Participants begin by understanding climate issues and then move on to ideation, creative expression, and finally a climate positive action. We are inviting students of Bengaluru from in this age gap, 18 to 24 years of age, and we are inviting them to form a team of 3 to 5 members, minimum 3, maximum 5 members, and we are inviting them to tech-based solutions. We are asking them to provide tech-based solutions for any kind of environment problem they face. And why joining YCIC? You can learn from experts, you can gain innovation and leadership experience, you can make your ideas into a working model, you will be able to develop your skills, you will get recognition and visibility, and also win exciting prizes. Now, coming to the challenge in detail, the challenge focuses on motivating students to think critically and climate issues and come up with innovative and creative solutions. It will start with the submission of proposal, knowledge session by experts, exposure visits to various institutes working with environment and climate matters, partnering with specialized labs. Will provide bootcamp for all these selected teams, refinement of the proposal, assignment of the selected teams to different mentors to help them to make their idea into a working model, and then last step is the development of proof of concept. For sensitization and greater climate action, we are having a number of on-campus engagements, including various competitions, expert interactions, and on-ground actions, etc. The idea is basically to move beyond awareness and ensure active participation and long-term engagement with climate action. Ongoing competitions include, under YCIC, we have the first one is Inter-College Nukatnada competition. This is a creative space for students to express climate and environmental issues through street theatre and performance art with special focus on Bangalore's local challenges. The second competition is inter-college online competition on healthy soils for healthy cities. This is purely an online competition wherein you have to explore the role of soil in the urban ecosystems. That's all. We are looking forward for your active participation. Together, let's build a more sustainable and climate resilient future. Thank you all.
Anjana, just to kind of wrap up what briefly, summarize what Anjana just mentioned is like we would like at the moment we are focusing on Bengaluru city, and as we go forward, we'll definitely move to other cities as well. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to, invite young innovators, young climate innovators. So how we are doing it? So first we are inviting expression of interest. Students who would like to, be part of this challenge, they would have to express interest. Post receiving that, we would, share a registration form with you, which will have a very detailed, layout. In the sense, you'll be required to form a team of 3 to 5 students who would be working on that problem. Definitely, you'll have to identify an issue in your location, what you feel there has to be solution for. So you form a team, keeping that solution in mind, and people like-minded people who would like to work on that particular solution. So once you register yourself, we would be like we had this first session with Dr. Kaustubh. Likewise, we'll have multiple sessions. We'll try to build your capacities. We'll help you, kind of build from an idea to something which you can see a prototype of it, which bringing it to reality. So once we have your registrations, we have the teams, we are going to have expert sessions, we will have exposure visits. So we are going to customize everything based on the entries that we have received. So what we are looking for is like the participants or the youth innovators should develop a technology-based solution to the problem which they have identified. So a 2-day boot camp would be organized wherein the experts are going to talk about, like what technologies and how they can be used. Post that, you'll be given a 15 days window to refine your idea in consultation with the mentors which will be assigned to you. So you'll be assigned a mentor and you can interact with the mentor and refine your ideas. So once you have refined and resubmitted, you would be asked to work on your idea and develop a prototype in consultation with the mentor. So you'll be given a time period of 3 to 4 months to develop that, and post that you'll be asked to submit your proof of concept. So thereafter, the proof of concepts will be evaluated and the next steps will follow. In between, we will have exposure trips, as Anjana also mentioned. We will have webinars, we will have interactions, we will have on-field activities. So a lot of things would be there in this challenge. I hope it is clear. Thank you so much. And before everyone leaves, and before Sharash proposes, maybe we can have a picture after that. So maybe Sharash would like to propose a vote of thanks, and thereafter I would request everyone to switch on their cameras and so that we can have a group picture, a virtual group picture. Over to you, Sharash.
Thank you, ma'am. It is my pleasure and privilege to propose the vote of thanks for today's webinar under the Innovation Dialogue series. Firstly, I would like to extend my sincere and heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Kaustubh Dhargalkar, design thinking coach, serial entrepreneur, and innovation strategist for an insightful and thought-provoking session. His perspectives on applying design thinking approaches to innovate and address complex challenges related to environment and climate change, and the way he encouraged young minds to take up an idea, ideate, apply various stakeholders, has truly inspired the student community to think creatively and act responsibly. I would also like to express our deep appreciation to HCLFoundation for providing this valuable opportunity to TERI and for the unwavering support in nurturing a strong community of climate conscious students. Their commitment to empowering youth minds to develop innovative solutions for climate change is truly commendable. A special thanks to our colleagues from HCL Foundation, Mr. Santosh Kumar and Ms. Chandralekha, for their constant support in program implementation. My heartfelt thanks to all the students who participated enthusiastically in this webinar. By choosing to engage, innovate, and contribute solutions, they have taken a meaningful step towards addressing the pressing challenges of the environment, climate change, and sustainability. I'm also grateful to Dr. Livleen K. Kehlon, Director, and Ms. Taru Mehta, Associate Director, TERI, for the constant support and encouragement. Finally, I would like to thank my colleagues in the Event Cell, IT Department, and the Environment Education and Awareness Division for conceptualizing and successfully implementing this event. Thank you all for your presence and participation. We look forward to continued participation and to witnessing all of you and many more students take meaningful steps towards becoming youth climate innovators. Thank you. I think we can all switch on our cameras so that we can take a group picture. I request all participants to please switch on their camera.
And also, we will be sharing certificates with the participants post the event. So give us some time, but we'll request everyone to please switch on their cameras so that we can take a group picture. It is always good to see each other. Thank you. We have taken the picture. Thank you so much for attending this workshop, and thank you so much, Dr. Kaustubh, for sparing time for us and enlightening us with your insights. And we would like to hear more from you in future, and we will definitely connect beyond this, and we'd like to have a deeper interaction and your inputs on how we can kind of make it more robust, and better participation should be better participation for the same.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.